It's Week 7 of the National Football League, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. This should be a good one to watch, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They've got all W's on the ledger so far. A perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Orchestrating the offense will be their versatile quarterback, the Hawaii native, Oregon Duck product. Of course, that's Marcus Mariota.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Check in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 5 carries and even 60 yards and a touchdown.
And he's been a touchdown machine for this season. He's #1 in the league in rushing touchdowns. So that has to help the entire offense as a whole. Play action passes, other people have a chance to touch the football because if you're a defense, you absolutely have to key on him.
And running with power here. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 15 yards on the play. First down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Check the lane like a game of chance. You want to beat up, brain space. Who's standing in your front yard yelling, bring them out, bring them out. I'm a hot turn yelling, bring them out, bring them out. All the dope boys yelling, bring them out, bring them out.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
Robinson with another carry. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Robinson up the middle. Call it no gain on the play as it takes us to the end of the first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. 46 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
It wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in, went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be called on again this week.
Calling a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. On the give, here's Robinson. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr., his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive.
It's not often you talk about statement drives coming right at the start of a game, but that was some statement there. That drive took them the length of the field, and as I look at the clock, ate up nearly the entire first quarter as well. Great work up front, clearing space, and an ideal finish on the touchdown run.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Panthers head out for their initial drive, and at the helm is their second-year quarterback now, the #1 overall pick from 2023, Bryce Young.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-1 as opposed to the 2-1 that he had, but it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
Yep. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. To throw, Young. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing, Young. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Here is Young. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away and it falls down incomplete. So we'll reach halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where it was the defending champs, the Eagles, who got the win on the road. Jalen Hurts, strong in the victory as his guys run their record to 6-1 on the campaign. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Denver Broncos. Bo Nix, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And they lead the visiting Raiders at halftime. Kyron Williams, a touchdown run in that first half. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. This has been a hard-fought battle thus far. Just the one touchdown to this point is still anybody's game at 7-0, as both of these defenses have been out there trying to one-up one another.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Panthers offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And they love to find different ways to get in the football. We know that. And you can see he comes into this week second in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This is a game, Charles, that's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the third quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trail by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now here's Young. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Here's Johnny Hecker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Shrugs him off. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The home team's offense and running back Brian Robinson getting set for this next drive. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The offense back out there at the line ready for their next drive. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe making a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Brought down by DJ Wanham. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. They'll run again here with Robinson. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. Hand off now to Robinson. Down to about the 37. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's Robinson. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the 4th. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, We'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. They run. Robinson shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll run with Robinson. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll run here with Robinson. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. Every yard they gain, getting them better and better field position, and obviously a field goal makes this a 2-score contest. That's really all they need.
And that means for your play caller, he's not looking to the attack portion of his sheet, right? He's looking for, okay, what do we have that's going to keep us in a good spot? No lost yardage plays. Let's kick a field goal and go up 2-score.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr., his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Powering his way forward. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Panthers offense and Bryce Young headed back onto the field. As we check out the league leaders in passing yards, you can see he's right up there among the best in the NFL at this point in the season. This is 1st and 10. Here's Young. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations, and you often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Young. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
It's desperation time. Young on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That 1st down going to be enough to write a finish to this one. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr., a 23-yard run. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter, and Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball, and sometimes even your special teams, and that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Carolina offense about ready to go. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that zero on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film section tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned.
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An excellent gain, 35 yards. Young now. In trouble, and he's taken down. Dante Fowler able to record his 5th sack of the season. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the home team here, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Chicago Bears next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.